Okay, it is now 1:30, so we're going to go ahead and get started. There may be a few participants still logging in, but we will start our webinar. Hello, everyone, and thank you so much for attending our Media Intelligence Center Periodical Analyzer training session today. I really appreciate your time this afternoon and know that you'll walk away with a number of tips that will help you access and download the magazine data you need from the Periodical Analyzer. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. And what you should see is our main website, which is auditedmedia.com. This is where you're going to go ahead and log in to the Media Intelligence Center. So I'm going to click on Login and Media Intelligence Center. And this is where you're going to enter in your information. Usually you have that Remember Me selected, so you want to go to the returning user side. If you're a new user and need credentials, please give us a call at 224-366-6339, and we can get you set up with those credentials. So I'm going to go ahead and sign in. Okay, this is the main page of the Media Intelligence Center. As you can see here, we audit over 1,600 publications, and you'll find that information in the MIC. You can see the breakouts for our media under here, the media filter. You'll see we have news media, magazine media, B2B farm, and interactive. Today, we're going to be concentrating on our magazine media. If I put a check mark to the left of magazine media, you'll see that we have 255 consumer magazines that we audit. If you want to go down to the country filter, you can see the breakout. We have 219 US pubs and 35 Canadian and 1 international. Our international title is National Geographic International, but the rest is broken out between the US and Canada. Publications here are listed in alphabetical order, and the circulation number here, the one that you see on this page, is print and digital circulation, and it's that average circulation for the most recent 6-month period, which you'll see under report date. That's the most recent report available. Of course, when we have December filed and that starts to release, that information will be listed here as well. So you want to start your search in the Media Intelligence Center by selecting the publications you want to use. So you can use either the search by bar to type in publications, or you can use some filters. So some popular filters that you can use, of course, we went over country, separating either US or Canadian publications, if you put a check mark there. Next is circulation. Are you looking for titles that have a certain circulation? Let's say you want titles with 100,000 circulation and greater. You can choose that here and you'll get your list. Or if you're choosing just one, let's say between 1 and 25,000, you can get that list as well. You can also use other filters. So we'll decrease the circulation filter. A popular filter, another one, is SRDS classification. So you can pick magazines by a certain genre. So if you're used to or wanting to look into automotive pubs, you put a check mark to the left of automotive, click apply and close. And here are your titles that have that classification by SRDS. You can also choose different classifications in the SRDS. So you can just go down here and choose any, and then you get that kind of genre for all of those titles. Another popular filter here on the left-hand side is parent company. So when you click on parent company, you can select any parent company. I selected Hearst for this example, apply and close, and now you get a listing of those publications. So that's how you use your filters. I'm going to reset and I'm going to go ahead and type in a few names so that you also get to see that. I'll put a check mark to the left of magazine media. And here I'm going to type in Allure. So if you'll notice here, I'm going to type in the name And then I see allure below. So I just go ahead and click on that. And then I put a comma, but no space. And then I'm going to pull on the Canadian title, Chatelaine. So as I'm typing it in, whoops, I see it here, Chatelaine. So I go ahead and click on that. And finally, I'm going to use Taste of Home. So I'll put a comma, but again, no space. And I'll start typing in Taste of Home. As I start typing, you'll see it here, Taste of Home. So, of course, when you click on a title in blue, you can go to a publication's brand view profile, rapid report, MM360 reports, etc. So remember, if you're looking for PDF reports, or let's say rapid report or MM360, you go ahead and you click on that title in blue. That's how you're going to access those reports and your PDF audit reports and statements. Those are in Reports Library. However, if you do want to access the periodical analyzer, which is what we're doing today, you don't actually click on one of these titles. So I will show you how to access the periodical analyzer and choose a group of pubs and pull them into the analyzer. So I'm going to click on the reset button. It's this circular button with an arrow on the end, very popular because that resets your search. So now I'm going to go ahead and put a check mark to the left of magazine media here. And then I'm going to go down and choose again a parent company. This is just for our use. I'll choose advanced. You can choose multiple parent companies and have those in there as well, and apply and closed. So now we have a listing of our advanced titles. So let's say this is a list that you're going to be using frequently. You want to create a saved list for these titles. I'll show you how to do that at the end of the webinar. But right now, we've got our list here, and this is our advanced magazine list. And here you can actually click on any of these titles here if you didn't want them in alphabetical order, etc. And you can do that on the main page. Just wanted you to know these are clickable on the main page and when you choose parent companies. So let's go ahead and pull these titles into the Periodical Analyzer tab. So this is probably the most important thing to remember from this webinar. Please select at least one title because you're going to see that Analyze Data button pop up. The Analyze Data button is the doorway to the Periodical Analyzer. So if you don't see that button, you can't get into the Periodical Analyzer. So if I deselect this, you'll see here. But you can select all, and how you do that is put a check mark to the left of Media Property, and that chooses all of our advanced titles here. Click the Analyze Data button, and here's the Periodical Analyzer tab. This is what you want to click on to use the Periodical Analyzer. So as you can see here, there are over 20 plus reports in the Periodical Analyzer, and it's very basic to access every single one. I'm going to concentrate today on some of our most popular reports so that you can see how those work. I'm going to first choose under Circulation Analyses the average paid, verified, and analyzed non-paid circulation report. To access this info, you just click on the title, and here you can access paid and verified subscriptions, both print and digital. You'll see right here, as well as single copy sales. So you've got your paid, verified, single copy sales, print and digital, and your analyzed non-paid. You can also access a publication's rate base via this report. You're going to see a number of rate bases listed here. Those are legacy categories. If you want rate base, just click on rate base here at the top of the page. You can go through here and select the categories that you want, or you can select all. You'll notice here that it selects all, and we have variants to rate base and all the other rate bases shown here. It's okay that those are showing up. They won't show up in your final report. So you select all of these columns that you want or pick and choose, and then you click Submit. Now you'll see that I've got my report here, you can see average paid, verified, and analyze non-paid report. So now to access this, you just click on that export icon, choose your preferred format. XLSX is the most recent Excel, and click OK. And now your data downloads directly into Excel. So now you have that very top line data that you had in your report, and you have it in Excel. I just delete our logo here. You know where that came from. And then I highlight the entire report and increase the column size so that I can read them a little bit easier. In some of your reports that you'll see an output of, you'll see that there happens to be a column that is merged together. All you have to do is highlight both, click on unmerged cells, and then just delete the column that has nothing in it. That's just if you're using a pivot table or anything like that, you want to get rid of that extra merged cell here. So that's how you access the average paid, verified, and analyzed non-paid report. So one thing I want to show you about this report, I'm going to exit out of this Excel here, and then I'm going to close this report. Now this goes back to our main page. Something I want to show you is this Add Historical Reports button. Very important if you want to add historical periods to your end result report. I'm going to click on Add Historical Reports. Now, technically, you don't see anything, but you can tell you clicked on the report. Now I'm going to go back into our average paid, verified, and analyzed non-paid report. And now you can see at the top, you've got the option to choose 6-month periods here. So if you want to do June 2021, 2020, 2019, 2018, and 2017, now you've got all of these periods that you can do period over period analysis. Once you select your time periods, select your categories and click Submit. Once you see your report here, go ahead and click that export icon. You can choose a variety of export options here, PowerPoint, Word. Most people will choose that Excel. Once you click OK, that data is going to download into Excel, and you'll have those historical periods. So remember, for the majority of these reports, you can click on Add Historical Reports, and you can access those previous historical periods. Now, when looking at Add Historical Reports, you'll see you can actually go back to December of 2011. So just keep that in mind. I'm going to remove that category because we're going to go on to our next report, and it's in the same grouping of circulation analyses, but it's the 5-year trend report. This is one of our most popular reports because it gives you a 5-year trend. It's unique because the majority of reports within the periodical analyzer will pull the most recent pub statement data for each of these reports. The 5-year trend combines the June and December publisher statements per year and provides you with a year-over-year comparison over 5 years. So let's go ahead and click on 5-year trend analysis. And for this example, I'm going to select all, but please remember you can pick and choose the categories that you want. For ease of use, I just click Select All and click Submit. Now, I'm going to go ahead and export this report, choose XLSX, and click OK. Now you have your 5-year trend report. Now, as I said, this is a unique report because this report provides you with that 5-year trend. So if somebody asks you how trending has gone over a 5-year period, you have that information. You'll see here for Allure, you've got 2020 going back to 2016, and you can compare all of their info going across over those 5 years. You won't see 2021 data in here because December 2021 data hasn't yet released. When it does, you'll see 5 years of data ending in 2021. So that 2016 will knock off, 2021 will come on. So that will happen once our December data releases. But for now, you get your 5-year trend for all those titles that we pulled in to the analyzer tool. So very popular tool, easy to export if you want to access any 5-year trending info. So we'll exit out of here. Go back here to our report. We're going to close out of here and we're going to go to our next report. Another very popular report is our paid, verified, and analyzed non-paid by issue report. So a lot of our publications and reports in this title, they're pulling the most recent pub statement and they're pulling averages. But let's say you want to get the actual circulation for an individualized issue. I'm going to go ahead and click on this report, and you'll see these reports behave the same way. You click on them, you select your categories here, and you click on submit. So I'm going to select all here and click on submit. Now you'll see here, we're working with Allure, and you're seeing their statement date of June 2021. They have had 5 actual issues within the period beginning in January, ending in June. They've had a February, March, April, May, June, and they had all of those issues. So the data you're seeing here is actual circulation for that issue. If we were to look at the average paid, verified, and analyzed non-paid report, that's reporting averages. This is reporting circulation for the actual issue. So this is, if you want to access that most recent circulation, you can do that. You can export this the same way we did our other reports and click OK. That downloads directly into Excel. So another report that's extremely popular is the supplemental analysis of average paid, verified, and analyzed non-paid circulation. This report I call the nitty-gritty, because this is where you're going to find pretty much any category that you can want for the magazines that you pulled into the periodical analyzer. So I'm going to click on this. As I scroll down, you'll see why I call it the nitty-gritty. There's a ton of information here. This is the report where you'll find full breakouts of paid subscriptions. If you scroll down, you'll also see scroll up here, verified single copy sales. You'll see the full breakouts, analyzed, non-paid, etc. This is where you'll find paid subscription association information, multi-title digital programs. You'll see that here. Partnership and sponsored sales. You'll see partnership here, sponsored sales down here. And again, you get your verified breakouts, your single copy sales breakouts. And so if you want to get into the very minute detail, the minutia of each particular publication, you can select all, and that's going to give you every single category here. We even have some categories, circulation category before 12/15. We want current information, so I'm going to deselect those. And don't forget your circulation totals at the bottom. So that'll give you everything. Now we're going to go ahead and click on submit. That loads, and we can export just like we did every other report. Whoops, I actually hit PDF. Excel and click OK, and that will download into Excel. And again, this is the nitty gritty. So you're going to get a ton of options. So remember, it's the supplemental analysis, and that provides you with additional categories that are over and above just kind of the top line categories. And finally, I want to reference the geographic analysis report, something that everybody asks me about frequently, and it's one of the most popular reports in our periodical analyzer. The geographic analysis reports pulls the circulation by state data for each of the titles we pulled into the analyzer. So we go ahead and click on geographic analysis. I'm going to again click select all for this example and click on submit. Now you'll see here we have all of our titles listed, and this is our geo classification. So it'll list out by state the circulation. You also get in this report the US region that's associated with it, and then a breakout of the circulation. Again, to access this geo information, you click Export, choose your preferred format, and click OK. And now your geodata has downloaded into Excel. Now you can, one thing I wanted to show you, I'm going to enable editing on this because we selected all on this report, there's a lot of categories, and you'll see these are kind of scrunched up at the end. All I do is highlight the entire document. Again, you click on this inverted triangle, and then I increase the size of the categories by about an inch or so, and then I double click on the row. So now you see we no longer have categories that are kind of scrunched up like they were. So just remember when you pull that geo report, just to do a little formatting. If you don't mind it, no problem, but I tend to like to tidy it up a little bit. So just to show you how to do that, that's how you access that information. So I'm going to exit out of here, and I'm going to close out of here. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Add Historical Reports. Oh, by the way, when you click on that, you can go into your geo analysis and you can get previous statements for geo as well. You just choose your time periods, choose your data elements, and click on Submit. So remember, that works for a lot of different reports in the Periodical Analyzer. One thing that I wanted to show you is I clicked on Add Historical Reports. I'll click on Average Paid, Verified, and Analyze Non-Paid. And I'll just choose some 6-month statements here by year. I'll click on Select All and click Submit. Now, what I wanted to show you is there's a couple options on how to format your report. If you'd like to format your report prior to exporting into Excel, you can do that here. Or you can export into Excel and then do your formatting at that point. But what I'll do is I will highlight, let's say, statement date. So before you click export, I want to highlight statement date. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to click this down arrow to the left or to the right of these lines. Some people call it a hamburger. I'll click that down arrow. And then I'm going to click on Group and Add Group. Group using individual values or group every 1 year. I'm going to say group using individual values and click OK. Now you'll see, rather than having all of the titles listed by state, by year, etc., you've got them grouped here by June 2016, and then the titles you have listed here. June 2017, the titles you have listed here, and on and on. So it has formatted this report prior to exporting. Now you can export, choose your preferred format, and click OK. And now you get your report, and you've already done the formatting that you want to do. I'll enable editing, and then we'll increase the size of our columns here so that we can see it. And you'll see here this formatting downloaded into Excel. You can do the same thing once you download data into Excel. I have a tendency to format once I'm in Excel, but feel free to play around with it prior to exporting. You're welcome to, once you click on a title, you can filter by certain information. You can select a value, pick a lure, and pick OK. And now it's just a lure. So there's a variety of things you can do to format these reports, or you can do it when you've got it into Excel. I just wanted to show that to you so that you had that extra information that you can do that if you'd like. Now, I want to go back and show you how to save a list. I mentioned in the very beginning that we were going to go ahead and do that. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the back arrow. Let's just go back to search results. So if you plan to use a list or lists on a regular basis in the MIC, I recommend saving your list so that you save time when you log into the Media Intelligence Center. So how do you save a list? I'm going to deselect our titles here. So you want to type the name of your chosen magazines in the search by box. Or like I said, you pick a parent company. For this instance, it's Advance. You place check marks in the boxes next to your chosen publications. So here I want to save all of these titles onto my list. So I'm going to put a check mark to the left of media property, and I've now selected all. Now I'm going to go ahead and click on the Save Lists button. So the circle next to Create New List, you'll see here, there's a black or a blue dot here, and it's automatically checked. So all I have to do is put a name for my list. So I'm just going to put Advance Mags, and I'm going to click on Save. Now, I've now saved that list. So I'm going to click Reset. And now if I come back into the Media Intelligence Center and I want to access my lists, I just click on Manage Lists, Report Alerts. And under here, I have Result Lists and Retrieve Lists. At the top, you'll see Advanced Mags is listed here. I just go ahead and put a check mark to the left of it and click on Retrieve. Now I've got my list right here. You can create really any number of your own lists and make your own names for them and access them when you go to Manage List Report Alerts. And you'll see your lists saved here. So you'll see there's a ton of lists saved under here. So that's how you can save a list so that it makes it a little bit easier for you to retrieve those titles once you're in the Media Intelligence Center, and then you can go ahead and do your analysis. And you'll see these are all selected, so you can go right into Analyze Data and Periodical Analyzer from here. So that is our Media Intelligence Center Periodical Analyzer training. One last reminder, please send me an email or give me a call using the For Support info at the top here. This email and this phone number comes directly to me. So if you're in the MIC and you're struggling or need a reminder about how to access info, don't be shy. Go ahead and give me a call or shoot me an email, and we can go ahead and work through the question. I want to thank you so much again for joining me today and want to wish you a very nice evening. Thanks so much.